Today on Project Shop, we are back on this mess from last night. If you didn't see last night, I cut apart that huge belt sander thing, whatever it was. Recovered a lot of really nice steel. Plasma cutter was an absolute champion, even though I had an issue with it. It was probably my fault because I just kept cutting and cutting and cutting. I really need to look on the owner's manual and see what the duty cycle is, because I was just non-stop cutting thick stuff, maxed out at 65 amps. But it pretty much did everything I wanted it to do, even though there was some tight situations. But I was super impressed with it, you know. Me, I'm a torch guy. I like running a torch, so getting used to the plasma cutter, yeah, I like it, man. I like the fact that it's instant. You don't have to sit there and wait and then blast. The only difference is a torch, you can cut way thicker stuff, you know. And I have a decently long torch handle, so you know I can be over here and cut over there, whereas the plasma cutter, you're like right on top of it. It's not as much as a demo tool, I think, as a torch, but I'm still just blown away by the way that thing cuts through the metal. So I got one more piece of steel to cut off of here, or I'm just going to unbolt that actually off of there. And then we got 4 other machines over there to basically get the motors out of and send them off to the scrapyard. Now I want to move this stuff out of here, but I don't want to move it twice. I want to move it right into my dump trailer. So in order to do that, I have a bunch of other steel I want to get started, and I want to clean this little mess up right here. This has just gotten out of control. So I'm going to go put the bucket on. Actually, I'm going to use the forks because there's a refrigerator and a big pan out in the other field there that I'll come use this stuff and fill it up with. And then, yeah, we can kind of start cleaning up around here. I got to get on top of some of this stuff, man. I got to sort through piles of steel over here and out back. I got stuff sitting on the ground that's just getting ruined. And yeah, but we'll get it, man. It's a day by day thing. I've just got to keep scrapping. I got to get all this scrap out of here so I can work on other things. And I'm supposed to go into town and pick up more scrap. I might have some nice light fixtures coming by the end of the week. So we got to get this place cleaned up, get ready for some possible transformers, man. It'd be nice if we can get a little bit of transformers in here. So with that being said, I'm going to start up and warm up the Kubota. I don't know if you can see. I am wearing 2 t-shirts because it is kind of cold. Not cold enough where I got to wear pants, but it is a long sleeve tee and a regular tee type of day out here, which is great when I'm working outside. I like the cool. It's like someone's got the AC on. Oh, and last night, I didn't mention it because I was just busy. Last night, I was hearing what seemed like fighter jets kept circling. Something was going on last night. Loud. Fighter jets have a distinct sound. They're extremely loud compared to like a commercial airplane. These things, something was going on. I think there's a bombing range around here or something, or close in the vicinity. I don't know. Very interesting stuff though. But it was like dark late at night, and I just kept hearing it over and over, so it was kind of weird. Anyway, enough rambling. Let's get to scrapping. We've got a lot to do today. We're moving on to the next thing, sander, whatever this thing is. It's got Velcro on it. It's really odd. I'm gonna just go ahead and start tearing into this. And I like that knob. If I can get that off. Definitely want this box. Shop box. Kind of got banged up a little bit. Yeah, basically we just got to get this thing apart real quick. Get the motor out of it and move on. I'm wondering, that almost looks like a solid piece of aluminum. If that's a solid piece of aluminum, that is freaking awesome. That is some tough, really tough stuff. I don't know if it's solid, but it is a piece of aluminum. I'll cut that with a razor blade. It'd probably be easier. I don't want to damage my knife. And just unbolt these. They look like they'll come right out. Got nice bearing blocks here. I'm probably going to keep those for sure. Other than that, I don't see much value here other than whatever I get out of the motor. And that. So it's another belt. Okay, we're gonna get right into this. Let me get a, looks like a Phillips. We'll take these panels off and we'll get right on it. Ha ha! We got a nice wheel. We'll find something to put that on. Uh-oh. Oh, nice. Okay, this seems like really straightforward. Got the motor in there. I'm gonna pull the panels, then I'm gonna get the plasma cutter out and just make a couple selective cuts, turn this into prepared steel. Nice heavy plate here. I will try to recover these bearings, but the bearings and that wheel and this, I want to put this on my wire stripper actually. Dial it up, crank up the speed. Yeah, this is cool. I like the amp meter right there. We can see how many amps we're pulling when we're stripping all that wire. See how that comes off of there. Okay, I'm gonna time lapse this. This is gonna be a little tedious. It's pretty straightforward though, and I like that sign. I wonder if I can get that off of there. And then yeah, we'll recover what we can. Get the motor out, get this thing out of here. We got 3 more pieces of equipment to break down, and then we gotta get on these motors, man. We got a lot of copper to pull today. Alright, well, I pretty much reduced that down to a pile of prepared steel. That plasma cutter sure does make short work of stuff. Couple things. That is a 5-horse single phase 20 amp, 20 or 25 amp? 25 amp motor. If that works, we're keeping that, because I robbed the 5-horse motor off of my granulator for my wire stripper. I'm going to be wanting to put that thing back together soon, so I need a 5-horse motor. I think I do have another one. The RPMs is on this. RPM's 3450. That's what we need for the granulator. 3450. I hope that thing works, man. We might have to put a different pulley on it though, because the other one had a bigger pulley. Anyway, I'm gonna go and dump that in the trailer. We're gonna pick this up, get it out of here, dump that in the trailer. This is all the sheet. I'll come around the other side once I get those 2 machines over here. And yeah, I mean, I hope they both don't all have 5-horse 220 motors, because you know, I want to break something down today. We got to pull some copper. And unfortunately, these are not solid. These are hollow aluminum tubes. I will try to remove this aluminum pulley, and I will try to remove these shafts, or these bearings. Yeah, so we might wind up with a bunch of little goodies. And we got this little motor here, a little 110 dealio with a little reduction gear thingy on it. Might have some planetary gears in it or something, I don't know. Probably high torque motor. Anyway, let's get this stuff out of here and bring in some more equipment, man. We are on a roll. Wherever it is. Oh, she's a little locked up. She might have had a little tweak to it. But pretty sure if I cut that, this thing will just fall right out of here. So that's pretty simple. This thing is a lot heavier than it looks. All this is like solid. Not sure what kind of motor's in it, but we'll find out here in a second. And then this thing, looks like we got some rock weight. Alright, I gotta go eat some lunch, and then we'll come back. We'll tear these last 2 things down, and then we're going to get the motors prepped up on the table. For sure, we're going to scrap that one. Depending on what these motors are, we'll fire one up and see if it works. I'm hoping this one works. That's a keeper. That's definitely, you know, these motors are like I think I paid 6 years ago. I think I paid $650 for that 5-horse motor. It's a Baldor, and they're probably that or closer, knocking on $1,000 with the inflation that's been going on. So, all right, we're back from lunch. So I got this thing. Really odd. I can see the bolts for the motor. I might just be able to get it out of there. It's kind of sealed in there. Of course, there's a nut on the other side. Now, this one, we'll worry about that in a minute. This thing here, let's start here, and then we'll get that other. And I'm really excited to test that motor, see if it's good. 3,400 RPM, man, that's something we can definitely use. It's funny how that motor was in there with a basically a an eye hook, an eyelet. This one's only 1.5 horse. That one we're gonna break down. See if we can't flatten this up a little bit. It's kind of heavy, but crazy thing about this one is, I think you got to take the whole plate out. Two 30-volt. Yeah, I don't know if I need that. So it's going on the chopping block. Probably a good motor. Looks nice. And this thing is pretty heavy. Now onto this thing. This thing is really heavy. First thing, I want this knob. Trying to recover these pulleys. I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but Okay, the rest of this thing's gonna be scrap. Being that this has 3 pulleys, this might have a powerful motor. Can we get to it is the question. What a nice motor in there. All right. Let's see what we got here. Uh-oh. The nameplate has fallen off. I don't know, but tedious. But other than a little sawdust, it's all really clean. This side's really clean. Yeah, without a label, I can't really tell if this is 110, 220. It could be either with that type of wiring. Who knows? We're gonna scrap it. I'll tell you what, boxes are a lot stronger than they look. Okay. Killed myself. Alright guys, that's it. Pretty much cleaned most of the steel up. I got a little bit of irony and some extrusions that need to be cleaned up in the jaw. But that's all those machines broke down. I will be testing this motor. These 4 motors here are going to get broke down. You're going to have to stay tuned for that. Oh, 5 motors. Stay tuned for that. Because I'm about done for this video. I got to go feed my animals. And I got a little bit more cleaning up to do. That Velcro stuff and then the that belt material. I'll go throw on the trash can. But let's take a look at the goodies that we got. Hopefully, fingers crossed, 5 horse, 3400 RPM motor. Nice angle iron. 1/2 inch thick angle iron. Some big old C-channel. Big old flat bar. We got a big old pulley. If I can't get that to come off, matter of fact, while it's sitting like that, it's a perfect time to let it soak. These stupid cans. Let that soak in there a little bit. But hopefully I'll recover that. Hopefully I can recover these pulleys. I did recover these pulleys. I have to try to keep this stuff with it because that went like that. That went like that. Don't necessarily need them, but there's no... I could drill and tap a set screw in there, I guess. We got our keyways, 2 different keyways. We got some cool rollers or twisty handle things. And, oh, we got that little motor too. I'm gonna scrap that out. I really don't have a need for that. And we can't keep it all, man. We gotta put some copper in the bucket at some point, you know. Oh, and I kept the big steel plate that was bolted to. That'll come in handy for. Maybe I'll put it up on there to reinforce that, to give it, because that's actually thicker than the plate that's on there. And I was actually thinking about, geez, Little piggies are going crazy. I was actually thinking about using some of this. What's happening with your little baby sheep? Huh? What's going on over here? You better be behaving, Bojingles. Hey, Mama. You make me chase you around the whole neighborhood. Now you let me pet you. Boy, them pigs are tearing stuff up. So I used... So when I went and picked up the sheep, that plywood my buddy gave me to put in the floor of my bed of the trailer so these guys could have some traction. And I literally just drilled holes and I used the zip ties that the guy sent me, which I appreciate. I zip tied it together. It's a zip tied structure. And we got my wife actually built this. This is gonna be for our chickens. So I don't know if it's actually gonna go right there, but what I'd like to do with that possibly is put that on like some beams or 4x4s or something. I can drag that thing around, and we put it out there and drag it around the pasture and let the chickens eat the stuff. Man, look at you little piggies, man. You guys digging holes. You trying to dig out? Look at this crap. A giant pit. I'll fix that. I'll bring over a whole scoop with the machine. Fill it in. Boy, they tore this up. So we're gonna take the rest of this fence and we're gonna run it down. I want to go all the way to the fence down there with it and put a door here. Actually, two doors. We'll put one door right here, entering this little fenced-in area, and another one here in case we want to keep them separate for whatever reason. But what I'm thinking is we put them here at night, and during the day let them roam this area here, and eventually maybe in the big pasture once I sort out the fencing. You know, this stuff here is not cheap. This stuff is like $300 something a roll, and this isn't even, I want to get different ones. See, this has small holes at the bottom. They get bigger and bigger. These little ones stick their heads through it. So we need ones with even smaller holes so nobody can stick their head through. And we'll just start somewhere and run a line, fix the actual posts that are there. There's a lot of these posts that are leaning. They're still good, not broken, but they're leaning. I just want to fix them all, straighten it all out. We'll do like one run at a time. Next, I got to go give the guy the Kubota for New Year's. He does some type of ball dropping thing with the extensions. Some weird redneck celebration, I guess. I don't know. But when I get it back, I'm going to come back with the auger attachment for it so we can start repairing some of the fence around here. I mean, most of it's good. We haven't lost any cows yet, but it's just not up to sheep spec. So anyway, come as far. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned because I'm actually gonna go feed the animals, these guys and the cows, and then I'm gonna come back out here and see if we can't clear that table, put some copper in the bucket, test them motors. You think them motors are gonna work? Let me know. And let me know what you think about all that steel I got, man. If I had to buy that stuff, it'd be like, that was probably $1,000 worth of steel if I had to get that stuff cut and buy it. So anytime I can do scrap recoveries like that, I am on top of it, man. I am like a repurposing, you know, it's like my hobby to repurpose stuff. So it's hard for me to scrap stuff like that anyway. So anyway, we'll see you on the next one. I'll tell you where we're going, right to the scrap yard. Watch it. Look, it's dancing. You ever seen a copper dance before?